it's Natacha and this is Dancing Words. Today I'll share with you my wrap up for the month of June. The first book I read, well, I actually started this one in May and then I finished it in June. It's called Case Christianity by James Wallace. This is the first book he wrote, but he also has God's Crime Scene and Alive, all of them based on his work as a Christian apologist. If you are wondering what apologist is, well, I don't know if I can explain this with the depth it deserves, but basically they answer questions and give us logical reason for our faith in Jesus. They answer things like, how do you know Jesus really existed? Or how can we be so sure that the Gospels are true? Things like that. There are hundreds of books on apologetics. I think the one written by Josh McDowell, More Than a Carpenter or something like that, is one of the most famous. But I think that what makes Cold Case Christianity so unique is the author's background, because he was an atheist and a detective specialized in cold cases. You know, cold cases, those that weren't solved in the moment, and then years and years later a detective takes it back and tries to bring it to closure. Well, that detective is James Wallace. He was living his life as a detective, he didn't believe in God, he didn't want to, but for some reason he found himself reading the Gospel. And it was amazing to him how much this document sounded like true eyewitnesses accounts. They had all the characteristics you would expect to read from people that were sharing something they saw or something they heard, and it's the resurrection of Jesus Christ in this case. So he started the investigation to prove if the Gospels were true or not, and at the end, James Wallace went from atheist to a very committed believer. All what he found out in the investigation, or at least the main points, you can read in Cold Case Christianity. This is one of the books you see on the movie God's Not Dead Too, and actually Melissa Joan Hart had James Wallace as a guest speaker in her Bible study because they read the books, and I think that's awesome. Anyway, I read it and I was not disappointed. It's a great resource for us Christians. It gives us arguments to make a better defense of our faith. Of course, we don't come to Christ through arguments alone, but as I just said, it is a great material for believers to have and a great place to start for non-believers. Just one more thing about this. This is a book for the mind. You know, we're supposed to love the Lord our God with all our strength and heart and soul and mind. It includes the mind. So this is a book for the mind. It provides information, detailed history to think things through. So don't expect to go running with excitement with each page, although I promise you there are some sections that will do just that for you. The next book I read was Before the Fall by Hawley. I think that's how you pronounce his last name. If it's not the way, well, I'm sorry. I got this book because once in a while NetGalley sends me an email to let me know what books are on each radar. It means what books they believe are going to be successful based on I'm not sure what. Before the Fall was among them. I don't remember why I was attracted to it, but the plot sounds interesting. You know, there's a plane crash, there are 11 passengers, some of them survived, some of them didn't, and you're not sure if the plane crash was an accident or not, so you're going to learn little by little the story of each one of those passengers to take pieces and figure out what really happened with the plane. This book is not Christian, but I decided to give it a chance because sometimes a Christian can read a book that is not Christian because it doesn't hurt his conscience. Like The Hunger Games, of course it has its issues, but it is readable for a believer. That's not the case with Before the Fall. It has a lot of bad words. I had never read a book with so many bad words, some sexual insinuations and issues with drugs, and of course morality is not the main concern to make decisions for the characters in the story. Okay, you told me, Natasha, put that aside, let me know what you think about the story. Well, it is well written, the characters are complex, they come from very different backgrounds, it is very creative, but usually I like a story that leaves you a message. There is this main point they want to communicate, and I'm not sure what this story wanted to leave me with, if there is a message it wanted to communicate. So I felt that like it had a lot of potential, but it didn't reach its fullest. Well, that's my wrap up for the month of June. If you read any of those books, I would love to know your opinion, and it would also be really nice if you let me know what you're reading right now. Here you can also find me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and visit my blog Mi Baile Perfecto on WordPress. Before you go, subscribe to Dancing Words so you receive first all the content. Thank you so much for watching. See you guys soon.